Hastings Street. Today is still Wednesday, the 8th of January 2025. Okay, so I'm on Burrard and West Hastings Street at the moment. So you go towards that way, you go to the equivalent of our Centrepoint Tower, or Westfield Tower as it's called now, which is that lookout tower up there. If you go down towards straight, down Burrard towards Cordova Street, you get to Canada Place. But I want to talk to you about West Hastings Street. So West Hastings Street, okay. East Hastings Street, not okay. That is the dodgier section of town, so best to avoid that. But in this area here, this is okay. Usually, it's only when you get towards Gastown, past the steam clock, and even further out towards East Hastings, that's when you come across the more undesirable parts of Vancouver City or downtown Vancouver. So best to avoid that area. I was talking to all my roommates about that, and they all know and warn the Chilean roommate who has now moved. Actually, she booked a month stay at the YWCA, the one that I'm going to stay at. I recommended it to her, and yeah, she's staying there as well. So when I get there back from Whistler, she will be still there. So yeah, that was a good recommendation for her. I think it's safest. She doesn't like the area so much, and neither do I. It's the wrong end of town. It's just down the other end of town, which is a little bit further away and not as convenient as Burrard, which I'm used to, and the West End. But it's still a very nice place to stay, and I'm hoping that I have an enjoyable stay and not a rotten stay. There is a difference between staying here in a private room at the HI downtown and a private room. They don't have dorm rooms over at the YWCA. Is they don't provide breakfast at the YWCA, but they do here at the downtown HI. Whether you're in a private room or a dorm room, it doesn't matter. It's the same. It is a little bit more expensive because there are only private rooms at the YWCA and no dorm rooms. But not a lot more difference in price between the two. So maybe it was a poor decision of mine to stay at the HI downtown again this year in a dorm room when I could have actually spent more time at the other end. The only reason why I stay in the West End is because of the YMCA gym, and also because it's close to where I want to meet up with, the group of ladies that I usually have coffee with and go to aquafit classes with. So it's worth going down here, Canada Place, and looking at the view today because it is actually quite nice. It's not sunny, it's overcast, but you will see why. I have selected to come down here today on my little walk around. So down here is where all the, I suppose, maybe cruise ships in summer. Also they have festivities here during the holiday season, which is now ended. So in that building over there, which is like a convention and exhibition centre, a bit like our, I suppose at Darling Harbour, or in Melbourne, the MCEC, or Melbourne Exhibition Convention Centre, or the ICC in Sydney. There's a towboat going past there. So a little bit like that. That is the convention centre. They have a lot of winter activities in there, and also for families and kids, and also a lot of Christmas decorations. And I usually have a tree competition or something there, a Christmas tree competition display, and a snow dome sometimes. So here was where the fireworks used to be and should be every year, but they're not. And this area here is, if it was on again, the fireworks would be pretty crowded. But you still get a really excellent view from, doesn't matter where you are, even if you're across on the other side in the North Van or West Van, you can still see them from there possibly. But I was down towards that little blue sculpture there one stage or one year when the fireworks were on. That was after they were on at Granville Island many years ago when they moved it to Canada Place. Down to your right will be towards Gastown, so I will go there in a little while, but I just want you to have a look at this view. So all the seaplanes also take off from this area as well, and yes, I have been on a seaplane, but only once. They're quite an expensive way of getting to and from isolated areas and to Whistler, to Victoria. Yeah, so you wouldn't want to do it too often. You'd probably take the ferry, the cheaper way to Victoria with the ferry, even though there's a couple of transfers involved and quite a few hours travel. So you just get up early and come back really late, or do an overnighter like I did. And to Whistler, you usually just catch a bus or coach or shuttle because it's quicker. It's only 2.5 hours. Although the helicopter or the seaplane will probably get you to Whistler a little bit quicker. So yeah, this is Canada Place, and this is the view. A lot of activity on the harbour today. A lot of tugboats. And also harbour patrol boats with cargo ships in the background probably, and other working boats and sea vessels. So I have walked this before, and it's actually from here all the way to the end of Stanley Park and around again. It takes forever. It could take you about 3 hours depending on where you stop and where you start. So if you go through Cole Harbour and you go all the way around English Bay, all the way to Stanley Park, etc., and back, it will take you forever. A whole day it could take you if you really want to take in the sights and stop and go to the paths that are off the main trail, or stop at coffee shops or things like that. There's still a lot of these little sculptures around with the polar bears and the stars and the snowflakes and all that. I think Santa's disappeared. You don't have any Santa lights left, I think, but they've left the snowflakes because it's still winter, and the polar bears, obviously. There you go. Look at that. Cargo ship in the background there. So this is Vancouver, Canada Place. I'm sure a lot of other people have done YouTube videos on this area. It is absolutely spectacular. And in summer it's probably even better. But on a great day in winter, it is probably equivalent of what it'd be like in summer. Okay, these are those birds that were at Lafarge Lake that were lit up in lights. Now, I don't know what they are. They may be heron, some of them. No, they're not, because these are not. These are just the ducks or something like that. There was, you can actually find rare wildlife around in winter. They're just lonely, solo travellers, so you might see an otter in the, I think, Marine Drive along the seawall. Not the seawalk. The seawalk is actually Stanley Park. The seawall wall is actually the Marine Drive towards West Van and Park Royal, around that area. And I spotted one year. I thought it was a dog. It wasn't. I thought, oh, what a cute dog. No, it was an otter. And apparently there is a school of them that actually, or it's not a school, but a group of them that reside there. I haven't seen them for many years. I've only seen them once. So there was a very rare heron in one of the pine trees, I think, or Douglas firs or something, that was also in West Van along Marine Drive on my walk, on the seawall walk. Sorry, have I got that right? Did I say seawall and seawalk? Yeah, there is two. There's one's called the Seawalk and one's called the Seawall. So I'm hoping I didn't get them the wrong way around. Sorry. So there's a actual float plane or seaplane actually taking off, about to take off. The scariest part is not the flying, although they're very old planes and you think, oh dear, are they Cessnas? They better not be, because they're the ones that have accidents and crash. No, they're not. They're not Cessnas, so they're fine. But the actual scariest part is actually boarding and alighting the plane, because there's a big gap between the actual wharf and the plane up to the plane itself. So you have to step up onto it. So I was always scared of falling into the water. But there are apparently passengers that have done it over and over and over again, because they have to, because they live in such an isolated area in the Salt Spring Islands area or Sunshine Coast or something like that, and they don't have any access to any form of public transportation except for the seaplanes or private yachts also, or private sea vessels. So yeah, I am still curious about what types of birds they are. They surely are not heron, but they're not. They look like rather large ducks, but they're not. I don't think they are ducks. The beak's too long and too skinny. Alright. Maybe some Canadian species. There's a seagull. The seagulls are the same size of those birds down there, which indicates that they're the size of chickens. They're actually not the size we have in Sydney. So here we go. So let's see if it's going to take off. Let's zoom in maybe a little bit. Okay, I don't know how good my camera is, but let's see. Weather in Vancouver is very unpredictable in winter, so sometimes flights don't take off. They have to be delayed or cancelled. It's happened to me when I did the mail run. I had to wait quite a few days to actually get on a seaplane to go on this mail run. So what a mail run is it's not as expensive usually as a normal point-to-point transportation seaplane. It actually is like a mystery flight. So if you book in advance on the right day and at the right time and weather, etc., you actually can get on a very good mystery flight around the islands of Vancouver towards Salt Spring Island, and you can't get off the seaplane at all the destinations, but you get a bird's eye view of the scenery and the mountains, and it's just spectacular. So that one just took off to the left there, around there. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if I can zoom in. There you go. So it's up and over. So they could be heading anywhere. They could be heading towards Whistler, or they could be doing a scenic flight, or they could be going towards the islands. Going north, they're probably going towards possibly Whistler or to Salt Spring maybe, or even to maybe Victoria even, because it looks like it's going north, but they all go that way, I think so. Can't really tell. The building over there in the just there, that white building, I believe I've walked around that area. I think it's restricted. I think it's some naval base or something. I could be wrong. So I've done quite a bit of the walk around here, and also on the other side as well, which is the Seawalk.
Yeah, they're on my walk to DC. They're not.
Yeah, I think I've got it right this time. Seawall on this side, Seawalk on the other side. Right. If I'm a bit vague, it's because I just I have a brain freeze, I think, at the moment. So, so so that's the view. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm going to try and get a shot of the Gastown steam clock, which has been YouTubed many times. So absolutely beautiful. There you go. One last look. Thanks for watching.